if I was to tell you that I was some kind of magic PT and at the click of my fingers, I could give you your dream body, and I could almost guarantee somewhere down the line in 3-6 months, you would no longer have it. And that's because being successful with health and fitness is not about the weight loss. It's about building the habits that help you get there. See, I think we should change the measure of success of our diets from the weight that we lose to our ability to keep it off. See, 95% of diets fail after 3 years, meaning anybody that loses a significant amount of weight within 3 years, 95% of them regain the weight. And in a lot of cases, they end up being actually heavier than when they first started. And that's why sustainability and adherence to a diet is most important when it comes to sustainable fat loss. Also important is energy balance. See, energy balance is going to determine whether or not you lose weight. Energy balance is calories in versus calories out. And we need to expend more calories than what we consume. Expending calories in the form of our metabolic rate, the thermic effect of our food, exercise activity, and our non-exercise activity too. Regardless of what diet approach you take, whether it be the ketogenic diet, intermittent fasting, or Slimming World, your success will be determined by your energy balance. Next up, we have exercise. Now, obviously, exercise is going to increase our calories out and give us a greater chance of being in a calorie deficit, but it also has some other physiological effects too. See, our bodies have a body fat set point at which they find comfortable to operate. Not only does exercise allow us to lose fat, but it also lowers the set point so that we can keep it off. There are also links between the amount of calories burned by regular exercisers and the calories that they consume. They tend to be about level, but the same cannot be said for sedentary people who tend to overconsume and therefore eat more calories than what they burn. Another thing worth pointing out is that fat loss and weight loss are not necessarily the same thing. You can lose fat without losing any weight, and you can lose a great amount of weight without really losing much fat. Exercise, particularly in the form of resistance training or lifting weights, is going to allow you to maintain your lean body mass, which means that when you're in a calorie deficit, the weight that you lose is more likely to come from fat cells than it is from lean tissue. So there are multiple reasons why we should be exercising for sustainable fat loss. But if you're one of those people that just hates the gym, I suggest finding a physical activity that you love and therefore you'll be able to sustain it. Next up, we have self-monitoring. See, I think it's important to understand your process and be aware of exactly what it is that you're doing. What is your calorie maintenance level? Understand what it is to be in a deficit. Weigh out your foods, take progress photos, weigh yourself daily, if not weekly, take body part measurements, track your progress, and it'll help you sustain your habits. One of the biggest obstacles we face when dieting is hunger. Nobody wants to be hungry, and it's when hunger sets in that temptation can sometimes get the better of us. And that is why our protein and fibre intake is so important. They are the two most filling macronutrients. They also have the greatest thermic effect, which means just in order for our digestive system to process protein and fibre, it'll burn more calories than any other macronutrient. And as I said before, maintaining our lean body mass is crucial for fat loss as opposed to weight loss, and protein is going to help us maintain our lean body mass. Our carbs and fats macros are not quite as important as long as we're in a calorie deficit. It boils down to personal preference. However, if you want to be picky, a recent meta-analysis did show a slight favouritism to a low-fat diet for fat loss. And lastly, at the top of the pyramid, we have supplements. This is where people usually trip over pounds to pick up pennies. And by that, I mean they place so much emphasis on supplements without regarding anything else that I've spoke about in this video. See, supplements can help with your fat loss journey, but by no means are they 100% necessary. Supplements such as protein shakes can help you hit your protein macro. Pre-workouts can help you burn more calories, and post-workouts may help you recover quicker so that you can work out again the following day, which burns more calories. But like I said, they are by no means necessary and they can be quite expensive too. So that concludes what it takes to have sustainable fat loss. If you need help setting up a fat loss plan, drop me a message. That's it from me, guys. I'll see you in the next one.